Chapter 1. Maeve. Present Day. My mom was the best, but she set an unrealistic standard for motherhood. She raised 5 children on a ranch, made breakfast and dinner for her family every day, tended a garden in her spare time, and never once lost her shit. Growing up, I wanted to be just like her. Now, I just want an ounce of her patience. God, I miss her. I wish she were here, though she would be appalled if she could see my home right now. The only benefit to her being dead is that she will never see the disaster that is my marriage and my homemaking skills, and I'll never have to witness her disappointment. I hate the idea of disappointing the people I love, especially her. Glancing around my home, I take in the mess of toys that clutter every surface, the sink full of dirty dishes, and the endless mountain of laundry. Colin, my fussy, teething baby, is not at all soothed by my rocking, though if I set him down, his cries will turn to screams. Lulu tugs at my leg, whining for more snacks, even though there are plenty in the cup she's carrying. Ari sits at the table, a defiant lock to his jaw, refusing to do the worksheet his teacher sent home. It would take him all of 5 minutes if he would just do it, but he's as headstrong and stubborn as any of my brothers. 4 hours till bedtime. The countdown begins. I just have to make it with my sanity intact for 4 more hours, and then I can attempt to carve out a little bit of peace before one of my children will no doubt wake up crying. I can't remember the last time I had a full night's sleep, but I would settle for 5 hours of continuous, uninterrupted rest. Hell, I'd settle for an hour of time to myself where no one is complaining or touching me. That's what I look forward to most. An hour on the sofa with a snack I don't have to share, watching a television show that's not appropriate for children. It's my carrot to get me through these long days. Alex won't be back until tomorrow evening, so I don't need to clean the house tonight. I probably should, but that will be tomorrow's problem. I will never admit this to anyone, but I often look forward to the days he's on the road. It's a lot of work to run a household and raise children, but sometimes it's nice to serve cereal for dinner with no one around to judge. Maybe it would be different if Alex were a little more helpful, but when he's home, he's exhausted. He gets frustrated with everything and everyone, especially when he can't relax in front of the TV without someone crying or screaming or laughing, which is basically every moment of every day. He doesn't have the patience, and I get it. I struggle not to lose my shit on the daily, but he didn't grow up with a big loving family. It was just him and his mom, and it shows. He's a good provider. He loves me and he loves our family, but I wish he would get in the trenches with me. I think that's why some days it's easier to do this alone, even though it's not easy at all. Plus, there's the whole sex thing. Whenever he gets back from a trip, he expects to have sex. It's something we agreed upon early in our marriage, and in the beginning it worked. It was a way for us to connect physically and emotionally after being away from each other, a challenge when your partner is a truck driver. But as the years passed and more children were born, it became less and less about connection and more about duty and routine, at least for me. The thing is, I want a healthy and exciting sex life, but after parenting for an entire week on my own, the last thing I want is for anyone to touch me, even him. It's not something I'm proud of. Hell, I should be grateful my husband wants to sleep with me and that he finds me desirable after all these years together and after my body has carried 3 children. I know I'm not the only mother who's overworked, overtaxed, and exhausted, but on the days when Alex comes home, I have to mentally prepare so I don't pull away when he reaches for me at night. I hate myself a little for that. He deserves so much more from his wife, and I wish sex was more than a chore. But that's tomorrow's problem. The next 4 hours drag painfully slowly, and everyone has a meltdown, including me. But by some miracle, we make it to bedtime. I'm rocking Colin in my arms, fantasizing about spending a solid hour watching television and devouring the bag of candy I hid in the back of the pantry, when the faint rumble of a diesel squashes my plans. Fuck. Colin is not fully asleep, but I place him in his crib and quietly slip out the door. I check my phone's calendar, thinking I must have screwed up, but instead I'm confused when I confirm Alex should be on the road another night. There's no text or missed call from him. This is so strange. He doesn't have the kind of job where he comes home early. Well, fuck. As I look around, the rumble of Alex's truck grows closer. The house is a disaster. There are toys everywhere. Dishes are stacked in the sink, and piles of laundry are next to the washer and dryer. There's no way I can clean this up before he walks in the door, but I try. I race around the living room, a vain attempt to construct order, when the lock on the door twists, announcing my husband's arrival. I don't need a mirror to know that I look more of a hot mess than the state of my house, but when Alex steps through the door and meets my eyes, I regret not taking these last few minutes to make myself presentable.
Hey,
He drops his bag on the floor.
what happened to your hair?
Oh, I smooth back the frazzled strands. I didn't have time for a shower today. He looks around the living room.
Looks like you didn't have time for anything.
He frowns.
The kids aren't sick, are they?
No.
Jesus, Maeve, what the hell did you do all day?
Irritation bubbles in my chest. I almost smart back, take care of your kids. But I don't want to start a fight. He's obviously had a long day, too. You're home a day early.
Yeah.
He kicks off his shoes.
What did you make for dinner?
There aren't any leftovers. It's not a complete lie. We finished a box of cereal.
Really?
His tone hardens with irritation.
I worked too hard not to come home to a hot meal.
My jaw falls open. If you would have let me know you were coming home early, I would have made sure to have something for you. I attempt to keep the annoyance out of my tone, but I'm unsuccessful.
Let you know?
He scoffs.
This is my house. I don't need to update you on my ETA. I can come home whenever I want.
He's looking for a fight. I know he is, and I should walk away. But I don't. Oh, I'm aware. You can come home whenever you want, and you can leave whenever you want. Do you know what I would give to be able to do either one of those things?
Here we go again.
He rolls his eyes.
You wanted a big family, remember?
You wanted them too. Aggravation ripples through my veins. I begin tossing toys into their respective baskets with more force than necessary. It would be nice if sometimes you came home and helped clean up after them.
Are you serious? I just drove 10 hours straight so I could spend the night with my wife. And instead of showing a little gratitude, you're going to give me shit?
I don't know what comes over me. Maybe it's the months of lack of sleep, or the fact my last quality interaction with an adult was at 8 this morning, but him acting like he's the only person who's had a long day pisses me the hell off. Do you want an award for doing your job? I meet his annoyed stare with one of my own. I haven't slept for more than 2 hours at a time in days. Your son is teething, your daughter has decided to wake up every morning before the sun, and your oldest started sleepwalking again. All that's been getting me through this day is the fact that I might have 1 hour to myself where I can sit down and eat junk food and watch crap TV, and instead, you decided to surprise me with your shitty attitude.
That's real nice. What a great example you're setting for our kids. Is this what you do when I'm gone? You let the house go, forget to shower, and just take care of yourself? Because our kids deserve better than that.
His digs land where they intend. I'm failing at motherhood, but at least I'm still trying. If you think you can do this better, why don't you give it a try?
Sure, right, I'll do that.
His laughter is mean.
And who would put food on the table or pay for this house?
Anger rises in my chest. He's got to be fucking kidding me. We only live here because you refuse to live on my family's ranch.
Not this again.
His face screws up.
You're going to punish me because I won't be a charity case? I don't need your family's help. I can support my own fucking family.
I didn't say you couldn't, but don't act like we need this house when there's an empty property on the ranch.
One I can't reach with my Peterbilt.
We've had this argument hundreds of times. Whatever.
Okay, sure, whatever.
He rolls his eyes.
I'm going to take a shower, and hopefully by the time I come back, you're in a better mood.
He stomps to the bedroom and slams the door. Colin immediately cries. Fucking hell! The anger in my chest swirls to a raging storm. I want to punch the wall. I want to cry. I want to scream. But instead, I march my ass to the baby's room and lift him into my arms. He has no fucking clue how hard this is. I mutter under my breath as I rock my youngest in my arms. A few angry tears slip down my cheeks. As each second passes, my resentment grows. I would love to see him try to manage this house while taking care of our children. He wouldn't last a day. In fact, I don't think he's ever juggled the 3 of them on his own. Most days, I don't get a second to think. I don't even get to use the restroom by myself. It's not that I don't appreciate staying home to raise our children. I understand it's a privilege, but it's no cakewalk. It's not like I sit around on my ass eating bonbons. When Colin settles back down, I set him in his crib and walk back into the living room. The house is still a mess, but now I refuse to clean, and I sure as shit won't be making Alex dinner. I'm not doing anything until he apologizes. This mama is on strike. I stop in the kitchen for a bag of candy and a soda, then head straight for the couch, queuing up my latest reality TV obsession. I press play and attempt to relax into the cushions, though it's impossible when anger courses through my body. This moment is not as enjoyable as I had envisioned, not after getting into it with Alex. He emerges from the bedroom, his hair still wet from his shower and his pajama pants slung low on his hips. I clock his movements in my periphery, but maintain my focus on the TV as I pop a chocolate into my mouth and chew. He stops and glances around the room. I know he wants to say something, but maybe he realizes I'm at the end of my rope, because instead of picking up our argument, he walks to the kitchen with nothing more than a grunt of disapproval. The first slam of the fridge door grates on my nerves. The second time he does it, I want to scream. The clatter of silverware and rattle of a pan only add fuel to the fire in my belly. I attempt to cool my anger by concentrating on the drama unfolding on screen, but it's impossible. Alex is moving around the kitchen as if there aren't 3 children asleep one room over. The walls in this house aren't that thick. Each time a cupboard door bangs, my anger skyrockets. He's acting like a child, and if he wakes one of ours up, it'll be me going without sleep tonight, not him. The sobering thought that he might not give a shit crosses my mind. What are we doing? Why is this so hard? In this moment, I despise my own husband. It's not supposed to be this way. Guilt dulls my anger, but the shame left in its place feels even worse. I feel so stuck, as if I'm suffocating in my own life and there's no way out. I don't know how to make things better. I don't know how to fix this, and part of me is exhausted to the point I don't even know if I want to. But then what? I can't leave Alex. I have 3 young children. I have no income, no way to support my family without full-time childcare. If I went back to teaching, I couldn't afford the daycare. So my only other option is to stay in this marriage where we're both dissatisfied. The idea cripples my spirit. Giving up on watching television, I turn it off and head to my bedroom. I brush my teeth and quickly slip under the covers, because it'll only be a matter of minutes before Alex joins me, and right now I'll do anything to avoid further interaction. I'm too defeated to fight. I just want a few hours of rest. When Alex's footsteps approach the door, I feign sleep and steady my breath. The bedroom door opens, and light flickers behind my eyes as he makes his way to the bathroom. A few minutes later, when he moves the blankets and slides beneath the sheets, my body stiffens. He's a creature of habit, and despite everything that went down, I know he's going to reach for me. He still expects sex. Anger flares in my chest. I debate my choices, give him what he wants because I don't have the energy for another fight, or refuse him and draw a boundary I've never set before, one that will surely piss him off and widen the schism between us. I war within myself until the second his body presses against my back and his arms wrap around my waist. Don't. I think the fierceness of my command surprises us both. His hands retreat from my body, the shuffle of fabric the only sound as he turns over, his back to mine. I don't know what I expected. More pushback? A verbal response at the very least? But nothing, and it hurts. I feel so lost. I don't know how exactly we got to this place, but I wish I could go back, because this sucks. I'm lying next to my person, and I've never felt more alone. My eyes well with tears, and I let them fall silently into the night. I don't sleep well, and for once it's not due to the kids. The disconnect from my husband and the foreboding worry that my marriage is broken beyond repair keep me from finding any rest. I've always been strong and independent, but I'm not strong enough to raise 3 children on my own. When my morning alarm pulls me from a restless sleep, I go through the motions, tugging on a sweatshirt before dragging myself from bed. I'm out of sorts, needing more than a shot of caffeine to get me through the morning routine. Colin is whining in his crib when I step inside the bedroom. I get him changed, and before I'm done, Lulu is climbing from her bed, her wild curls and bright smile greeting us. Morning, Mama. Good morning, Miss Lulu. I pick Colin up and settle him on my hip, then drop a kiss on my daughter's head. What would you like to wear today? I want my princess. Lulu tugs on the dress hanging in the closet. It's the gown we ordered for my brother's wedding in a few months. It came last week, and I don't know why I haven't moved it to my closet, because each morning she demands to wear it. Remember, we have to save it for Aiden and Sarah's wedding? After the wedding, you can wear it every day. Deal? Fine. Thankfully, she moves on quickly. I don't enjoy beginning my day arguing with a 3-year-old, but most days it's inevitable. While she's perusing her options, I walk across the hall and knock on Ari's door as I open it. Good morning. While my Lulu rises with the sun, my oldest would sleep until lunchtime if I let him. I walk into the room and sit on the edge of Ari's bed to give his little body a shake. Hey, little dude, it's time to wake up and get ready for school. He ignores me, burrowing himself deeper under the covers. Mama, I wear this? Lulu appears in the doorway with a mismatched outfit from her dresser. I love it. I learned a long time ago it's easier to get looks from strangers than to suggest she pick something else. Go get me a clean diaper and I'll help you get changed. She furrows her brow. I do it. Yes, Lulu. I bite back the urge to sigh. You can get dressed all by yourself, but let Mama change your diaper first. She doesn't argue, and I go back to waking Ari. I don't want to go, he complains, rubbing his eyes as he finally sits up. I hate school. I know you do, but it's Wednesday, and on Wednesdays we go to school. I stand up and pick out an outfit for him while he stumbles to the bathroom. Then I change Lulu's diaper, all while playing defense to Colin. His new favorite obsession is to remove all the baby wipes from the container and shove them in his mouth. Enough of that. I scoop Colin off the ground, then turn to Lulu. After you get dressed, come to the kitchen. I'm going to start breakfast. On my way to the kitchen, I knock on the bathroom door. You doing okay in there? I'm pooping, Ari calls. Good job. I can't help but smile. Okay, when you're done, please get dressed. I'm making breakfast. I deposit Colin in his high chair with some cereal and begin whipping up a batch of pancakes. My mom used to make a hot breakfast each morning, and it's the one tradition I continue, no matter how messy the kitchen is or how far we're running behind in the mornings. Soon, all 3 kiddos are in their seats, chowing down on breakfast while I finish up the rest of the batter. I try not to think about Alex still asleep in our bedroom. We're not exactly quiet in the mornings, and I can't decide if I'm disappointed or relieved he hasn't emerged to join us. After our argument last night, it's probably for the best. My phone rings from where it sits on the counter. I frown at the caller ID as worry fills my gut. It's the memory care facility where my father lives. Hello?
Maeve, is your television giving you trouble?
My father has never been one for small talk, and his question eases my concern. I don't think so. Why? What's going on with yours?
I can't find the damn championship.
He huffs his frustration.
We pay too much for this cable not to work.
I'm almost certain the facility he lives doesn't use cable, but I don't correct him. What game are you trying to get?
Not a game. Don't tell me you've forgotten.
I'm sorry. I don't keep up like I used to. Colin starts to fuss for more food, and I cradle the phone against my shoulder and ear while I cut up another pancake.
The rodeo nationals.
Pops's irritation grows.
I think you'd care, considering this is the first year you aren't competing.
I pause, pain hitting me square in the chest. I haven't competed in a rodeo since my early 20s, and nationals take place each December. It's August. Sometimes his dementia catches me off guard. Mama! Lulu shouts from her spot at the table. Her mouth is full as she tells me something I can't understand. I pull the phone away from my mouth. Chew your food.
Maeve, who's there with you?
Pops asks. Lulu repeats what she said before, only louder. I still don't understand her. Stop whining, Ari complains. Sorry, Pops, I need to go. Why don't you have one of the staff help you find a baseball game? Thankfully, there's a slew of channels that play games on repeat. Can you do that?
Fine, I'll let you go.
His sigh reaches my ear, despite the elevating voices of my children.
Sorry to bother you.
You're no bother, Pops. Guilt compounds with overwhelm. I wish he were closer, that I could stop by in a little while to check on him, but he's over an hour away now. Call me anytime. I love you,
Love you.
he says in his gruff voice before the call ends. Mama! Lulu shouts. What? I say, harsher than I should. Her eyes well with tears. Smoke! She points over my shoulder. Shit! I spin around to find a billow of smoke swirling above the pan. The pancakes are completely burnt. I swear under my breath, cutting the gas to the burner and reaching for a towel to dump the ruined food into the trash while Lulu cries. It's fine. Everything's fine. I use my most convincing voice, but it only makes her cry harder. Stop crying like a baby. Ari shoots a glare at his sister. I'm no baby, she screams.
What the hell is going on in here?
Alex shouts, the bang of our bedroom door drawing everyone's attention. Alex stomps over to the kitchen, only he stumbles on one of the toys left out from last night.
Son of a...
He kicks the toy clear across the room, and Lulu immediately starts crying louder.
Jesus Christ, Maeve, I'm trying to sleep. Can you keep them down, or are you doing this on purpose?
You think I have any control over this? I yell above the chaos. Alex stalks forward. His hand whips out and catches my wrist.
Don't you dare sass me in front of the kids.
He lowers his voice and squeezes his hold on my arm.
I won't tolerate disrespect. Not in my house. You hear me?
There's a hardness in his stare that I've never witnessed before. Tears prick my eyes, both from the pain of his fingers wrapped tightly around my wrist, but also from what he's doing to my heart. I yank my arm away. Free of his hold, something inside me snaps. I no longer care about saving face or keeping the peace, even in front of our children. You want respect? My tone is controlled, my voice low. Then how about you show me some, or get the fuck out? Alex is speechless, shock written in his wide eyes, but when it fades, only revulsion remains.
You want me to leave?
I hold his stare but say nothing. Do I want him to leave? No. I want him to stay and fight for us, for our family. More than anything, I want him to treat me the way he used to, as if he values my worth more than anyone else in the world. But Alex hasn't looked at me that way in years, and I am a shell of the woman I was before having 3 children. We can't keep doing this. My voice is barely above a whisper. Do I even make you happy? His eyes close, as if my question causes him pain, but when they open, I barely recognize the man standing before me.
So what?
He shrugs.
This is it? You want me to leave? You quit?
I do want to quit, but I can't bring myself to say it aloud. Would you consider marriage therapy? I've only asked this once before, right before Lulu was born, and the suggestion goes over just as well as the first time I suggested we get help.
I'm not paying to talk to some stranger.
I dig deep and find the strength to say what needs to be said. Then maybe some time apart is what we both need.
You're joking, right?
He laughs, but the sound is mean. He presses his lips together and glances around. The judgment in his eyes is clear, but I don't make any excuses or explain away the current status of our home. I'm done apologizing for not being Superwoman. Say what you want to say. I may have been the one to light the fuse, but he detonates an entire minefield.
I don't want a wife who thinks this is an acceptable way to keep her house, one who cusses, who can't make breakfast without setting a fire to the pan, and I especially don't want a wife who refuses to let me touch her or talks back to me in front of our kids.
A calmness settles over me. I feel myself detaching from this moment, from him. Maybe if I do, it'll hurt less. I guess you've made your decision then.
If that's what you want, fine.
He shakes his head, turning away and stomping back to the bedroom. Lulu whimpers. Ari's eyes are wide with concern, and Colin resumes shoving bites of pancake into his greedy mouth. I feel like I'm stuck in a haze. Did I just tell my husband to leave? Is this it? The end of my marriage? The door to my bedroom slams, and Alex emerges, dressed with a duffel bag over one shoulder. He grabs the bag at the door, the one he left there last night, and reaches for his keys. He doesn't meet my stare until he opens the front door.
Try this on your own, and call me when you realize how much you underappreciate me and everything I do for this family.
The days I'm in clears. Is he fucking kidding? You're not the only person in this relationship who is underappreciated. I don't know how I managed to speak so coolly when there's a hurricane around us.
Grow up, Maeve.
The slam of the door as Alex leaves rattles the whole house. He's gone, and I don't know if I'm relieved or destroyed. Mama, is Daddy coming back? I can't bring myself to look at Ari. Mo! Mo! Colin demands, banging his fists on the empty food tray. I want more too. Lulu begins crying because there aren't any more pancakes. I burnt them because I ruin everything, even my marriage.
You can listen to the rest of the book in the Tempt Romance audiobooks app, available on the App Store and Google Play. The link to the book is in the description. Discover even more bestsellers and exclusive stories updated weekly, only in Tempt Romance audiobooks.